Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert, here with Susan, and we're talking Chat GPT, in particular, a workshop we run through Yes and Exercise called Storytelling 101 with Chat GPT Assist. Understanding our relationship. We talked a lot about that in the last episode. Let's look at the overview of the class and see what we're covering. And this is a good time for you all who are watching to say, either I like it, this gives me a good idea of what I would do with it, or there's things missing, things I'd like to know. And please put it in the comment section if you would. So I talk about my rules of writing. Because this is a storytelling class, I have some basic rules of writing. Yes, and ChatGPT, the nature of ChatGPT as an improvisational technology. And that's an important way of thinking and understanding how it works. What stories are and why they work. And that includes our neurology and our hardwiring about how we use stories, whether we're conscious of them or not. Fundamentals of story: character, stakes, theme, metaphor, plot. Again, ChatGPT excels at all this. The more language you use to speak to it in this manner, the more diverse and specific it can get with you. Using ChatGPT to co-create and rewrite a story. You can put in large swaths of things, and I have examples of that down the road, and say, I want to remix this entirely, and you can get ideas from it. It's very good at that as well. The deeper truth of fiction, we mentioned this in a previous episode, that when we talk about fictional writing, it is always going to be based on us. It can't not be. None of us are able to separate ourselves completely from our own perspective. However, we can suspend disbelief, just like we're asking the audience to suspend disbelief and give ourselves a proxy of ourselves. And that may be, I can write a woman character, I can write an alien character, I can write an animal character, even though I'm none of those things. But I can write them because I'm going to instill and infuse them with enough humanity, and that is my bias, as it were, to say, this is what works. This is how this might happen within my story. So understanding aesthetic distance and how we create in space, very important. The ethics in avoiding plagiarism. So we really got to be big on that, about making sure we're not just saying, tell me this, it told you that, and then publishing it and saying it's mine. Big no-no. And then practice, play, and the Q&A. Basically, have we done well? So this is the class overview. Susan, you're looking at this as a new student. Does this look intriguing? Does this look overwhelming? Does this look, how do you feel about this?
Well, I'd like to have at least an hour. It
Yeah.
seems like there's a lot here. Each, uh, yeah, there's a lot here, and I guess the thing about that is if you have a class every week, we get to build on what we've had week to week to week. So I don't have to swallow everything whole.
No, no. And great point that we, based on, because we've run this a couple times, and based on both the class size and where students want to take it, I flex toward that. I'm not saying this is my curriculum, I have to get through this. I don't serve a higher power on this. It's like, no, this class is what you all need it to be. So we call it 101. They're very well, if there was a group of people said, yeah, we want to go through this again, great. Guess what? Here's 102 or 201.
Right, right.
This is the framework, though, for the class. And you're right, many of these can be spun out or made to become more. So let's start with the rules of writing. And I think this is really important. Number one, writing is work. 3 words. How does that strike you when you hear writing is work?
Well, I love to write. I love language and words. So work is not a bad thing here for me. For many, it might be.
Well, and let me
Yeah.
challenge you on that, because I know you came in and we've had a long relationship before. You're more specified long-term work with Ellie now. Yes, you were a writer of a certain variety. The writing you developed, the type of writer you've become, that's been a lot of work. You've pulled your hair out. We've had screaming knockdowns about that type of writing. So I would
That's
challenge you
true.
on saying
Yeah.
it's not work. It's been work.
Yes, because what I wrote before was just reflective things when I had, something on my mind.
Yeah.
So not what I'm doing now, which is pure fiction.
There you go. And so writing perhaps out of one's comfort zone, if we were to expand on this, is work. Writing within your comfort zone, no, like you say, you're quite comfortable and enjoyable in that space. And I know you're writing in that regard. anything where we stretch, writing or otherwise, out of our comfort zone, it's work. And I guess that's where I'm trying to put to people is I don't want them thinking, hey, if you sign up with me, I'll make it easy and it'll all be fun. It's got to be work. It's very hard work for me, and I've done this for decades.
Well, I still kind of am gonna fight you a little bit on the negative component of what I think I'm hearing you say about work, like it's a heavy bad thing. I don't know, like exercise or anything that you start is harder at the beginning, but
Yeah,
it's it's exciting and fun for me to get better at something. And
that's
so
great.
maybe there's a better word than work, or maybe we
Yeah,
need.
well, and that's fine. I'm not going to flex on it because it's my definition. These are
Yeah.
Robert's rules of writing. You can make Susan's rules of writing if you
So
like.
I mean, it would be like writing is a growth opportunity because growth is threatening right there, but opportunity lifts it back up.
And if that's how you want to see it, again, legitimate. For me, writing his work is the truth. And that's my perspective. Because, and the reason I'm so steadfast about that is I don't want, I see too many examples of what feel like snake oil salesmen out there for not just writing, but anything. Oh, if you sign up for this, or if you use this piece of technology, look at this is kind of based on my near worship, as you know, of Stephen King. He's the same way about this. This is craftsmanship. Okay. Even if you're good at it, even if you've done it for a long time, guess what? It takes time, it takes effort. And
Well, am
yes,
I wrong? I maybe work. Maybe it's my issue that it's carries a heavy connotation. So I mean, if you had work and something else, maybe it'd be easier. It just seems more negative than I feel about it.
and again, that's fine. You know, if you know with any of this, that if you need to take it another direction to internalize it or process it or make it work for you, that's fine. But I'll go back to my headline: Robert's rules of writing. And guess what? We're stuck. That's 7 minutes. No, let's get through this slide because I don't want to come back to the same spot. This will be a long episode, and that's okay. If you're looking for shortcuts with Chat GPT to an end product, you're on dangerous footing. Okay, that underlines everything I just said. Right? Can it just be easier? Can I just put in a couple words and then put out, and this is no offense to anybody who does these, but a kid's book. I could, just a quick, 500-word kids book, and I could get somebody to do, some quick drawings on Fiverr for me, and then I'd have this thing. It's like, okay, if you're looking for shortcuts, you're missing the point. It
Mhm.
is an efficiency tool, not a shortcut. Can it get you there potentially faster? I think so. And even there, I guess I'm cautious. It's more it's about taking some of the, I go back to the elevator or car example. It's just taking some of that off of you. You're still going to have to be in travel mode or
Mhm.
whatever for a while.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
not going to do it for you. So, okay. Anyway, writing is rewriting. We've talked about the importance of that, right? Some people, a lot of people, especially early writers, take their first draft and think, whew, I did it. And that's so far from the truth.
Yes.
It's maybe 10% of the fact that you got it out. That's why we call it the vomit draft. Try to devalue it in some fashion. Not to say it wasn't great that you did it, but just to recognize the process is just beginning. The rewrite is where the good stuff is found.
Oh
How do you
yeah,
feel about that?
for sure.
Okay. So that one hums with you. And listening to feedback, then rewriting, then more feedback. And again, that's built into our process, at Cinema Therapy. We are often the own worst judges of our own work. I know I told you the Stephen King story about the man in the black suit, how he thought it was just kind of a ho-hum story and it won all these awards. And
Yeah, right, right.
there you go. So here's a guy, one of the best ever, who had no idea. Like, really, that's the one everybody loves. Okay, if you think so. Um, Writing can transform you. That's very important to me. How do you feel about that statement?
To discover that words came out of my fingertips
Hmm.
is just amazing because I really did it. And so my opinion, if you will, of myself, my confidence and my experience is supportive of potential me. I mean, and that's me doing it. I mean, I even if I'm using ChatGPT, I'm giving it the information, and it's just so exciting to discover what's in there.
Listening to you talk, I can feel it through my own neurology, and I'm guessing you're describing that too. Your brain's lighting up. You're engaged,
Yeah,
right?
it's yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the important thing about, it doesn't matter if you're using ChatGPT. If your brain's lighting up, you're engaged, you're in process, and therefore you are transformed.
And ChatGPT shows up closer to the beginning of the process for me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while, I'll throw it back in just to see what it has to say, but that usually backfires. It,
And
it's
that's good
it's
to know. You
yeah.
everyone's going to have their own way of using it, and it's going to probably evolve along the way. So that's awesome. The idea of it transforming, however, that the way you experienced it and spoke of the words coming out of your fingers, I think that's great. We
Mhm.
can radically transform both our own and others' perspectives, right? This is the power and the reason why I write about writing this way. Let us treat the process with commensurate level of respect and responsibility,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's not to intimidate or block people away, but just to say, yeah, these scribblings on a page that we call letters, lined up in a certain order, they have had the effect of changing the world many times. So let us, this is a Stephen King type thing, come to the page with full energy. Don't come here lightly. Come with full respect for what you're going to do. Respect for yourself, respect for the process, and be lit up, be engaged like you're talking about. Have fun. Go for it.
Mhm. I do that with my reading too. If I don't have the right frame of mind, I can't read certain things.
I like that. I like that idea because I think there is, reading and writing. We talk about that, right? The two big things. In order to really get something out of the reading, you have to put yourself into the reading, right? You have to almost
Yes,
transform yourself onto the
yes.
page and go into the
Hmm.
world, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I like what you said about that. I think that's great.
Hmm.
All right, folks. Well, that's that one. We've got a bunch more to go though. Please leave comments on what you think about Robert's rules of writing and then discussion on it. We want to hear more of what you think as we shape this
And
thing.
whether you understand why I was wanting more out of the word work
Great.
than an endless debate.
Good discussion. And I thank you
Good
for bringing
discussion,
it.
yes.
See you on the next dose.